Hi, so today I'm going to speak about a topic close to my heart. It's lip fillers. Lip fillers are by far one of our most popular treatments, and with the summer coming up, they're even more popular. And there are lots of reasons for this. So lip fillers can really make a huge impact and a change to the face. And I'm just going to go through some of the questions that I commonly get asked in clinic, and so do our other doctors, and hopefully this will be useful. As always, if you're interested in finding out more or there's something that you want us to cover, then just leave a comment below and we're happy to kind of answer it or make another video about it. So lip fillers, firstly, what are they? Well, there are lots of different ways that you could fill the lip. The main aim is usually, in my opinion, which is either you are looking to shape the lip, you are looking to define the lip, or you're looking to increase the volume of the lip, or a combination of any 2 or 3 of these. Lip fillers can be anything, so they can range all the way from surgical treatment by putting in other tissues or things like fat grafting, which are more permanent solutions, to what we commonly know as lip fillers, which is using hyaluronic acid dermal fillers that are injectable, colourless liquids, which are temporary. They typically last anything from 4 to 6 months for the most common ones, and the longer lasting ones up to 12 months, like Voluma and so on. And so what I'll talk about is hyaluronic acid lip fillers, because that's what we do at City Skin Clinic all the time, and we get really good results for them. The reason that these fillers are super popular is, firstly, they're temporary. So even if you don't like the result, you can wait and it will dissolve, or it can be dissolved straight away with an enzyme called hyalase. So a lot of people, especially if they haven't had any treatments before, love the idea of this being done. Also, because hyaluronic acid is not derived from animals, so the risk of allergic reaction or anything like that is pretty low. It's also a colourless gel. If you inject a small amount, you can actually get a really good enhancement depending on the expertise and talent of your injector and your own treatment goals. And there are sort of very minimal side effects. Again, it depends on the type of filler used, the technique used, and also you as a person. So there are some people who hyaluronic acid dermal fillers aren't suitable for, and that's why it's always important to go and see an expert doctor who can assess you fully, who can talk you through, who can tell you whether this is a good choice for you, which is what we do at our clinic. So back to why people have dermal fillers. In my experience, it's really back to those 3 kind of ideas about dermal fillers. They're often looking to do a little bit of shape work on their lip. The most common one is asymmetry or imbalance. Asymmetry is when one side of the lip is a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller than the other. That's super common. The other is imbalance. By far the most common thing we see is people with a tiny top lip and a more kind of normal looking bottom lip, and so they're wanting to balance that out a little bit. Other things can be, it's just kind of a flattening of the lip area, so you can also shape the lip by injecting above the lip, and that will lift it upwards, and you get that really beautiful pout. I like to call it the Scarlett Johansson effect. So anyone who's had their lips done by me, they'll kind of hear this kind of reference a lot, because she, and it's all natural with her, but she's got a really beautiful kind of emphasis on the top lip, and that's something that you can also achieve if you're not blessed with that with lip fillers. It also, more importantly, lifts the lip, so if you've got kind of an aging lower face, it's a really good way to kind of move everything upwards, which is quite rejuvenating. The other thing that you can do is also, sometimes some of us have downgoing corners of the mouth, and you can use lip fillers, not in the lip, but around the lip. So this is why it's important to see someone who looks at the lip and the whole face, and they will reshape the lip, but also lift the corners of the mouth, so you have more of a pout or a happier look to you, despite how you might be feeling. The other thing that we can do is really define the lip. So some people might have an undefined, so beautiful shape to the lip, but it doesn't come through very much, and you can use lip fillers to enhance that, and that's what I like to think of as the lip liner effect. So you put lip filler around the edges of the lip, and that actually enhances the size or the look of the size of the lips, and it's kind of bringing out your natural looking lip. Another thing that you can do is, of course, what we all think of fillers, which is volume. And I always mention that as the last because actually if you shape the lip and you define it, that in itself makes the lips look more enhanced. So on top of that, if you want to increase the volume of the lip, whether it's so to achieve more projection or more width or more height, you can put fillers inside the lips strategically, and that kind of creates a really gentle but generous looking lip shape. So at City Skin Clinic, that's kind of our 3-step process for giving you a more enhanced looking lip, but that also looks natural and that also works. And that kind of leads me to my next step, which is how do you know whether you might want lip fillers and how do you choose where to have your lip fillers? So the first one is who could have lip fillers? Well, technically anyone, as long as you don't have any medical problems, but also I find with lip fillers you get the best result if you have a specific concern and a specific goal. So by concern, and everyone who's read the blog or looked at our website, you'll see we always split this. A concern is something that bothers you, so it could be asymmetry, it could be imbalance of the lips, it could be feathering around the lips, it could be a flat looking lip, it could be a small mouth relative to the rest of your face, that kind of thing. It could be volume loss because you've gotten older, it could be feathering around or wrinkles around the mouth or downgoing corners. And then a goal. The goal is what would make you happiest, and everyone who's ever had a consultation with me or one of our doctors will know this is one of the things we spend a lot of time going on. What would make you happiest? Is it having a more youthful looking lip? So maybe 20 years ago your mouth looked a certain way and you were super happy with it and you kind of want a little bit of that. Is it having a bit more volume? Is it having a more symmetrical lip shape? Is it having another pout? So these are all very personal things, which leads me to my next thing, which is how do you choose the right person for you? Really always look for a clinic and a doctor who are very focused on personalised treatments. Anyone can put in lip fillers, but not everyone can reshape a lip, can revive a lip, can give you the look that you want, that suits you, that makes you happy. So it's really important to think about that. So choose someone and a clinic, for example like ours or any other clinic, who are very focused on a bespoke approach, who are focused on personalised treatments, who will work with you on your concerns, on your goals, and use their expertise to give you the result that's going to look really good, but also for you, that goes with the rest of your face, because your lips aren't in isolation. The other thing is, look, obviously it goes without saying, for an experienced doctor who is also going to look at you from a medical point of view, because these treatments are amazing but in the right hands, and it's important to go and see someone who appreciates this and who's not afraid to say this may not be the best treatment for you for X, Y, Z. And then also follow-up is really important, of course, and that's something we are dedicated to at City Skin Clinic. We think the follow-up and the consultation are just as important as a treatment. The consultation helps you and I set our goals together, and the treatment itself is done based on that consultation, and the follow-up makes sure that everything went right, and if there's any problem or there's any concern, you are looked after at every stage of this procedure. And so that's kind of our approach to it. Please check out the website, and we'll put links to that and our blog for more information about the treatments that we offer at City Skin Clinic. So our Juvederm lip fillers, but also just our blog posts on lip enhancement in general and dermal fillers in general. And if you have any questions, please leave comments below. Thank you.